accountant who made sure that the band got paid after every show, no matter what. In the past 3 years alone, the 10-time Grammy winner has released 4 albums and published 3 books, as well as continuing his support for Farm Aid. This evening, Willie Nelson will be in conversation with my colleague, Jaclyn Cosgrove. And we're going to meet him in just a moment. But first, let's watch a clip of Willie Nelson performing at Farm Aid that his team has shared with us for this evening.
On the road again. I can't wait to get on the road again. The life I love is making music with my friends. And I can't wait to get on the road again. On the road again. Going places that I've never been. Seeing things that I may never see again. Can't wait to get on the road. Everybody sing right here. On the road again. Like a band of gypsies, we go down the highway. We're the best of friends. Insisting that the world keep turning our way. And our way. I can't wait to get on the road again. The life I love is making music with my friends. And I can't wait to get on the road again. On the road again. Like a band of gypsies, we go down the highway. We're the best of friends. Insisting that the world keep turning our way. And our way. I can't wait to get on the road again. The life I love is making music with my friends. And I can't wait to get on the road again. Big finish. I can't wait to get on the road again. Thank you.
And now, please join me in welcoming Willie Nelson and Jaclyn Cosgrove to the LA Times Book Club's virtual stage. So nice to have you here, Willie Nelson. How are you doing?
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
What a pleasure. So you have a show coming up on Sunday in Irvine, and just wanted to ask you, how's your tour going?
It's going great. We've had some good crowds. Everybody's doing good. Thanks.
That's wonderful. And so you're pretty much wrapping up your tour now, and you're going to be heading to Maui next stop, right? Is that your schedule?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't asked anybody yet. I go where they point me.
Okay. Well, we just are delighted to have you tonight. And I wanted to welcome Jaclyn. This is her first time here as our guest interviewer at the book club. And we've been really looking forward to this. We've been talking about your book and about your music all week. And Jaclyn, you've been having a lot of music playing. What's been on repeat over at your house?
I have to say I've stuck to the classics, and I've been listening to Crazy a lot. Probably much to the chagrin of my neighbors, I've been singing it also. So,
well, I wanted to mention that our bookstore partner for this evening is Page's Bookstore in Manhattan Beach. That's we always have a wonderful independent bookseller, and they have copies of me and Paul on sale. So I encourage everyone to pick up the book. And I'm going to rejoin you both a little evening, but for now, I'm going to turn the conversation over to Jaclyn and let you guys chat for a little bit, and I'll come back with some audience questions. Oh, by the way, we had some nice audience questions. I'll come back and I'll share those at the end, but I'll leave you guys and now I'll turn it over to you. Take it away, Jaclyn.
Thank you, Donna. Well, Willie Nelson, this is an honor. I'm an Okie and not from Muskogee, a little south of there. So thank you so much. Let's start off by let's talk about your friendship with drummer Paul English. Can you tell us about him?
About what?
Let's start off by talking about your drummer and friend Paul English. Can you tell us about him?
Well, he was my friend forever. We go all the way back, and he's been back there for many years, 70 years that we worked together, and he was my best friend.
Yeah, remarkable. How do you sustain a 70-year friendship?
Uh, I don't disagree with him a lot, or I didn't. He usually knew what he was doing. So no, we didn't ever have any problems. We got along fine.
Wow, that's incredible. And the book is a reference. It's named Me and Paul, obviously, in reference to the song of the same name. Could you tell us about where you were and what brought you to write that song?
Oh God, I don't have any idea where we were when I wrote that song. The first time I met Paul, I was doing a radio show at radio station KCNC there in Fort Worth, and Paul just happened to be in the studio, and I was playing. We had like a 15-minute show with me playing my guitar, and Oliver English, which is Paul's brother, playing guitar, and we just had like a little show there around noon till 12:30, I think it was. And Paul was there, so he'd never played any instrument at all. So just having some fun, I handed him a couple of drumsticks and told him to bang on that cardboard box over there and just play what he felt like. And actually, he had a pretty good rhythm going. So I said, "Wait, I'll take you on the road with me."
That's a really nice audition into your band. You talk a lot in the book about humorous times on tour, but also depression, barroom brawls, and a suicide attempt. Why did you write this book?
They offered me a lot of money. And it's not a bad idea. Paul was my best friend, and I'm just glad to know that somebody wanted to hear our story.
Yeah, absolutely. As I was reading it, I was thinking about, loved ones that I've lost, including my brother. And I was really interested to hear from you how you've learned to balance grief and joy in the same body and through your work.
So what's the question?
Yeah, I was just wondering how you've been able to find joy among so much grief in your life. It seems like you don't focus much on the past.
No, I wrote a song one time called "One Day at a Time," and that's the way I live my life, or try to. I can't do anything about what happened. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Today is the only thing, or right now is the only time I have any control over anything. So that's the way I exist. It's just where I am right now.
Yeah, that's it seems like that's serving you pretty well. In your book, you credit Paul with saving your life. And then there were other times where you were a real rock for Paul. Can you tell us about how did he help you through the years?
Well, in a lot of ways, other than being, a good drummer, played good drums without having any experience at all. He was just a natural percussionist. But other than that, I just enjoyed having him as a friend, and to knowing that I had someone watching my back every night. We played in a lot of pretty tough places, and sometimes it wasn't that easy to get our money for the night. And Paul was real good at going and getting the money.
Yeah, cash only.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your songwriting. We've heard that you've been collaborating a lot, including with your sons. Can you tell us about that?
Oh, I write a little bit every now and then, and I do. My sons and I play a lot of music together and try to write together when we can.
So you try to write together when you can?
Yeah, every chance we get. And we love hanging out together.
Um, that's great. And in your songwriting, how do you tap into the pain of life, but not let it swallow you up? Because you do delve into the hard things that you've been through.
Well, again, I try not to dwell on the negative. I try to stay positive. I wrote a song one time called "Energy Follows Thought." It starts out with "Imagine what you want and then get out of the way," and that's kind of the way I live. I imagine how I think things should be, and then I get out of the way and let it happen.
Yeah, I listened to that the other night because I was listening to "A Beautiful Time," and it's a great song. I was like, I'm gonna put this on my playlist for when I'm feeling down. It was really nice. So I know that you've been like the rest of us, cooped up during the pandemic. And I heard you text lyrics back and forth with your producer. Can you tell us about that?
Well, Buddy Cannon and I've been writing together for years. I don't know how many albums we've written together, but he's really a lot of fun and a really good writer. I'll come up with an idea, write a verse, send it to him. He'll write another verse, maybe put a melody to it or something. And then when we get it like we want it, I'll go into the studio and record it. And it's been that way for many, many albums.
Wow. How's that different from how you used to do it?
We say?
How is that different from how you used to do it?
Well, I didn't have Buddy Cannon, so I had to do it myself. And I had to write songs by myself, which I did. And I wrote a few pretty good songs.
Yeah, I think most people would agree with that. What song are you working on right now, if you don't mind sharing?
I really don't have anything I'm working on right now. I have a few ideas that come and go, and I'll throw them away. I get a lot more ideas than I use. It has to be really something that moves me pretty good before I'll take the time to write a whole song about it.
Something that moves you. Could you say more about that?
Well, if it sounds good, it feels good, write it, But if there's anything in there you didn't really want to say, throw it away and write something else.
You sound like my editor. What's what songs do you go to for comfort?
Say that again.
What songs do you go to for comfort, whether they're yours or somebody else's?
Oh, I listen to a lot of radio. I listen to a lot of Django Reinhardt. I listen to Bob Wills, Hank Williams, just all the great musicians and that I've had an opportunity to know and love over the years.
What would you say is if you can pick one, what's your favorite song right now?
Oh, I don't know that I have I don't know what it would be right now.
So you never, as we've said already, you never seem to live in the past, or at the very least dwell on hard stuff. And that's really clear in your new song, "I Don't Go to Funerals." That's one of the songs that came out on your album that came out on your 89th birthday. Where did this live forward philosophy come from?
Oh, I don't know. I've read a lot. Norman Vincent Peale, Edgar Casey, a lot of different people who've given me different outlooks on life and how they looked at it, and it gives me an idea of where to go and how to approach one problem or another.
Yeah. Let's talk about your marijuana line. You got Willie's Remedy. And that supports American farmers. And that's been important to you. Can you tell us more about Willie's Remedy?
Reserve.
Village Reserve, yeah. Well, it's something that a few of us got together and promoted, and a lot of ladies up in Colorado are really working hard to make it happen. My wife Annie is working with them, so it's just something that we've enjoyed doing it for a while.
How long have you done it?
About 8 years.
Wow. So you just did another Farm Aid. Let's talk about the difference that Farm Aid has made since you founded it so many years ago. Can you tell us about, for example, how many folks that you've been able to help out and the kind of projects you guys have been able to help with?
Well, over the years, we've raised, several $1 million and handed it out to, to farmers and small family farmers around the country. Things have been really bad recently. Their land is dried up on them, and they need a lot of help. So we had another Farm Aid in Raleigh, North Carolina, I believe it was, and we had a great crowd. And we raised some money for those folks up there. And I have a great crew that runs Farm Aid. They've been with me. Carolyn Mugar and the gals up there have been for all the time they were there when I started. They helped me get it started. I sign all the checks, so I know where every penny has gone. And so far, everything's been going good, and I'm real proud of my office people up there in Farm Aid.
Yeah, absolutely. So I know that you're working on a lot right now. What's your next project?
The next project?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I've got a Harlan Howard. Harlan Howard is one of my favorite songwriters, a good friend of mine. He passed away a couple of years ago, but I did a whole album of Harlan Howard songs, and he wrote a lot of great songs. I got a Tiger by the Tail, a lot of different things. So that's my next project, and I'm not sure what the next one will be, but I'm thinking about it.
Fabulous. Is there any style of music or any sort of approach to the guitar that you're still hoping to kind of try out or go back to?
I kind of wait and see what happens when I get there, and see what the song suggests to me, how I feel like playing it. And I'll do it one time, and if I don't like it, I'll do it again. If I like it, I'll leave it there. But I don't know. I just enjoy working it out.
Yeah. And it's because this is book club, I have to ask, do you have another book in the works?
Do I what?
Are you working on any other books?
No.
Not until someone offers you a bunch of money for one?
Yeah, if somebody comes up with a real good idea.
Yeah. Anybody out there who wants to give Willie Nelson some money to write a book, let him know. Fantastic. Well, I know that we have some audience questions that Donna has been procuring. If we want to head over to that, or I can ask some more questions. Donna, what do you think?
Oh, you bet. I'll be glad to share some questions. We had quite a few from our readers this week, and I know your time is limited this evening, so we'll just ask a few. But a reader named Bill wants to know: is there a favorite story about Loretta Lynn that you would like to share?
About what?
Loretta Lynn.
Loretta Lynn.
Loretta Lynn was a real good friend of mine. I really hated to lose her. She's, a great writer, just a great all-around gal, and I loved her very much.
The story.
Can you talk a little bit about working with her? What it was like through the years?
Well, she was, a real princess to work with, and we did a lot of things. We did a lot of records together. On my album, To All the Girls I've Loved Before, we did a song. I can't remember what the song was, but anyway, we did one together.
Mhm.
And whenever we got together, we always talked and laughed a lot because she was a great gal and had a great sense of humor.
Yeah, just really remarkable. Well, thank you. Any particular memory that stands out of performing on stage with her, or anything that just about her songs that you wanted to share? I know a lot of people might be interested in hearing your thoughts about that.
There's a couple of songs she wrote that I thought were hilarious. One, Don't Come Home Drinking with Loving on Your Mind.
Fist City.
And that was, huh?
Fist City.
Oh, yeah, Fist City. I'll take you to Fist City. The Pill, that was another good one.
Hmm. Yeah, she was remarkable, and I always think that was always my dad's just his favorite sweetheart musician. So I know she has a special place in a lot of people's hearts. We have another question that comes from a reader named Jean, and she would like to know, why do you open every show with Whiskey River? And what's the most time you've ever played it in one show?
Well, I open a show with it because it's a good opener. It's a good up tempo. It gets everybody in a good mood. And my friend Johnny Bush wrote that song, and I don't know. I've been opening shows with it for years, and it gives me a good place to start. And where I go from there, who knows? But it's a good starting place.
Well, that sounds great. We just had another question that has come in on YouTube just a few minutes ago. And this reader wants to know, has it been a highlight getting to sing with your children on stage every night? What's that like?
It's incredible to be able to sing and play with your kids, especially when they're real good. And, my kids got a lot of talent, and I'm glad to have them up there with me. They make me look better.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. And one more question that comes in from a reader named Deborah Bowen, and she would like to know, and I know you've been asked this before, but this is just a good question, and I know people want to know, who would you still like to work with that you haven't? Is there any collaborators? I mean, you've made such a history of working and with others, but is there anyone out there that you'd still like to get on stage with? Or in the studio?
I don't know. I just kind of play it by ear. And when it comes time to write or record something, somebody's name will come up, and or a bunch of names will come up, and we go through them and see really which one we want to go with. But I never know what I'm going to do.
Well, speaking of that, you're on tour this week. You're heading to Irvine this weekend. Can you talk a little bit about your show? What people might expect?
Well, we've been having some real good shows, and the Outlaws tour have been really good. Some great talent on there, and look forward to seeing them again tomorrow night. And we just have a lot of fun. Take it one day at a time, as I said, and hope that tomorrow is as good as we think it's going to be.
And so you divide your time. You live, obviously, your main home and ranch and performing venue is in Texas, but then you get to spend quite a bit of your time in Maui as well, right? What do you like to do there? Do you work and songwrite there, or is that strictly for chilling?
Well, we have a little poker room there that we play a lot of poker. Django's Working Lounge is what we call it. And we have a lot of fun there. My friends come over, you 1, 2, 3, who knows, 4, 5 nights a week we play poker. And it's a lot of fun.
Well, you've been so nice about sharing your book and your memories and your music with us. I'd like to put this back on you. I always like to give our guests the last word. What would you like to talk about? What's on your mind this evening? Anything that we didn't get to that you'd like to put out there right now?
No, I'm just glad that the book is out there, and I thought Dave did a good job writing it, and I know Paul, wherever he is enjoying it, and his family also. So, no, it's all good.
Yeah, Jaclyn and I were talking about it because we've been reading it and enjoying it, and I know she has some other thoughts about it. But you really felt like you were out there tooling around through the years with both of you. Jaclyn, any parts that stand out that in the book that you wanted to ask about?
Yeah, I mean, there were just so many times that you shared where I was just like, am I going to turn the page and they're going to get arrested? Like there were so many different times where you guys were in some, like the time where you went back to the young lady's place and didn't realize that she was taken, and somehow Paul showed up, which I was amazed by, and pretty well saved your life yet another time.
I thought it was pretty remarkable, the idea of having a friendship for 70 years. And I know you said he was very easy to get along with, but that chemistry was just pretty remarkable, and it really comes through in the book. So I just want to thank you for sharing it. I wanted to mention our book selling partner this evening is Pages, and we have that available through our website. I also just really quickly wanted to mention that this is our virtual book club, and we also are getting together on October the 26th at the Autry Museum with Lydia Mellett and dinosaurs. And of course, I always like to mention that we have a remarkable community book club, and we're really delighted that we could bring such amazing authors and really thinkers and innovators like Willie Nelson every month that really are gracious to come and share and talk about their work. So I want to thank you for being here and mention that we have the Los Angeles Times Community Fund. It really goes to the heart of what we're trying to do here at the Times, is have conversations every month about the stories that matter most. On screen, we have the name of some of our generous supporters. We're just grateful for everyone and invite people to make a tax-deductible donation so that we can keep going and growing. And that's pretty much all that I wanted to mention this evening.
I think I got one final question for Willie Nelson.
Go ahead, hop right in.
Willie, you're throughout the book, you talk about, the struggle to get your what you wanted on the albums, what you wanted at the shows. And I'm wondering what you might say to the musicians in Nashville and LA who are really trying to put themselves out there and just hitting wall after wall.
Well, you're going to find those walls everywhere you go, and you have to figure out a way to knock them down, get them out of the way. Make sure you do things the way you want to do it. Write songs that you want to write. Say what you want to write. And a friend of mine gave me some very good advice one time. He said, take my advice and do what you want to.
Well, thank you so much, Willie Nelson. Thank you, Jaclyn Cosgrove. What a pleasure to chat with you this evening. Have a great show. And thank you, everyone, for joining us here at the LA Times Book Club. Good night, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
You. Bye-bye.